All right, let's get right into it. The business world. It feels like it's changing faster than ever. But here's the thing. Some things are just timeless. While new tech and trends pop up and then fade away, there are a handful of core skills that, once you really master them, will just keep generating value for your entire life. So in this explainer, we're going to break down 10 of them.
And this right here, this is really the core principle we're building on. This quote just perfectly nails the idea that real, lasting success, it's not about luck, it's not about trends, it's about deep, cultivated competence. The ability to solve valuable problems for people is, and always will be, the ultimate currency.
So, here's the crucial point. You have to understand the difference between being average and being truly exceptional. See, the average mindset, that'll get you a job, but the exceptional mindset, that's what builds an empire. Most people stop when they feel like they're good enough, but the skills we're about to cover, well, they only truly start to print money when you push for genuine mastery.
First up, let's talk about the core business engine. This is all about what you sell. Think of these first few skills as the absolute fundamentals. This is the engine that drives any successful venture. They're about figuring out not just what to create, but how to position it to actually win in the real world.
What's really fascinating here is the difference between just having an idea and having a real strategy. An average person says, hey, I'll start a DVD rental company. But an exceptional strategist, like the early team at Netflix, they ask a totally different question. Where is the market heading? They saw that massive shift from physical DVDs to streaming coming from miles away, and they positioned themselves to absolutely dominate it. Now that is strategy.
And this is a big one, because it busts a huge myth about innovation. It's not always about inventing something totally new out of thin air. Think about it. Apple didn't invent the MP3 player or the smartphone. But what they did was execute on those existing ideas so flawlessly, with such unbelievably superior design and user experience, that every other product on the market suddenly looked ancient. That's exceptional innovation.
Wow, this is such a powerful distinction, right? Anyone with a big enough budget can get seen. But look at a company like Nike. They don't just sell shoes, they sell the very idea of greatness. They associate their brand with icons like Michael Jordan and Serena Williams, and by doing that, they tap right into our desire for excellence. They don't just get seen, they get chosen by people who want to feel like a winner. Okay, let's be real. When you hear the word sales, you probably think of that sleazy used car salesman stereotype. Just forget that. At its highest level, sales isn't about pressure, it's about persuasion and problem solving. It's the skill of understanding someone's needs so deeply that you can clearly show them how your solution is the perfect one for them. It's simply the bridge between creating something of value and actually capturing that value.
Okay, so you've got a great product. You know how to sell it. But let's face it, you can't build something truly great all by yourself. And that brings us to our second category, the human element. This is all about who you work with. These next skills focus entirely on people, how you lead them, negotiate with them, and build the networks to create massive opportunities.
Just look at what Elon Musk had to pull off with SpaceX. It's incredible. On one side, he was negotiating with suppliers who were used to charging NASA these outrageous inflated prices, and he got those costs way, way down. Then, on the other side, he had to convince the US government to take $1 billion bet on a private company, which was totally unheard of at the time. One bad deal could have sunk the entire company, but his negotiation skills literally secured their future.
Exceptional leadership is really all about building the right culture. When Satya Nadella took over Microsoft, it was kind of famous for its toxic know-it-all culture, full of internal politics. His genius move was shifting it to a learn-it-all culture, where managers became coaches instead of critics. That single change unleashed this massive wave of innovation that made Microsoft one of the most valuable companies on the planet all over again.
And let's be clear, this isn't about collecting business cards at a conference. This is about strategic relationship building, and Sam Altman is an absolute master of this. The success of OpenAI wasn't just about a cool idea, it was about his incredible ability to identify and assemble a world-class team of brilliant minds to tackle a truly monumental problem. That is the power of an exceptional network.
All right, now for the big picture. You've got a product and you've got the right people. But how do you scale? How do you go from small to massive? That's where our third section comes in, the operating system. This is all about how you scale, turning a small operation into a well-oiled machine that can just grow and adapt. These next skills are basically the blueprint for building an empire. McDonald's is just a masterclass in system design. It's so much more than a fast kitchen. They designed a franchising model that could be copied thousands of times over, flawlessly. They built a global supply chain to support it. At its core, yeah, it's just a burger joint, but its bulletproof systems turned it into one of the most successful businesses in all of history.
This skill is all about placing the right bets. Back when Amazon was just a massive online store, Jeff Bezos saw this huge potential in a small internal project they were running for cloud computing. He decided to pour resources into it. Well, that little side project became Amazon Web Services, or AWS, which today is the most profitable part of the entire company. That's what exceptional resource allocation looks like. And then there's timing. And it really is a skill. It's not just luck. Think about Vine. They had the exact same idea for short-form video that made TikTok a global phenomenon, but they were just too early. The internet was slower, phones weren't as powerful. TikTok launched at the absolute perfect moment when the tech and the culture were ready. The difference wasn't the idea, it was the timing.
Okay, so we've covered the engine, the people, and the operating system. But what ties it all together? What makes customers choose you over everyone else? That brings us to our final section, the ultimate differentiator. This is all about why they choose you.
And this is so much more than a logo. Apple's brand is that feeling you get from their ads. It's the clean design of their stores, it's the helpfulness of their staff, and it's that little bit of magic when you unbox a new product. Every single one of those touch points is meticulously designed to feel exceptional. That collective experience is why their brand is so powerful and almost impossible to replicate.
So, after going through all of this, here's a final thought to leave you with. Strategy, sales, leadership, timing. They are all timeless pillars of success, for sure. But in the world we're living in right now, which one of these skills, if you were to master just one of them, would give you the most leverage to start building your future? It's something to think about.